Hello everybody, this is Mike again. Said I would be back. In this video I'm going to talk about making a great appointment, being laser focused. And that requires three things. First is attitude, which includes mindset and dress. Second is having everything you need along with you. And third is understanding who you're going to be working with. Once again, mindset. We keep going over that, but it's so important. And then the physical things you have to do to get ready. And I'm not talking about getting ready 5 minutes before you be there. How do you know you're going to be ready? There's lots of things you have to prepare for. It should start, I always do it Sunday night. I get ready for my week Sunday night, so I'm ready to go Monday morning. Something I want you to remember, the most congruent person always wins. And people will follow passion. People are inspired by passion. So mindset is very important. You have to be to the appointment on time. So making sure you're prepared. You want to be if you actually have an appointment scheduled, you should be there just a couple minutes early so you're ready to go in and you're ready to go to take care of it. But getting into the right mindset, figure out what gets you going. So if you come up to the door and you're like this and hello, I'm Mike, and how many people is that going to inspire? But if you come up to the door and you're ready to go and you're excited about, I'm here to help that person. Hi, I'm Mike Larson. I'm with Mid-America. How are you today? I bet you're wondering why I'm here. That's the proper mindset you should have. You want to inspire with passion because this is job. You want them to understand that you're there to take care of what they were looking for. You're not there to sell them. They already want what you're offering. You're just going to walk through the process, but you have to be very congruent. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the product you're offering. You have to believe in the industry, and you have to believe for who you're working for, which is basically yourself. You're working for yourself. So if you have to believe on all four of those things, plus you have to believe in them. And if you can do that at a high level, your congruency is going to overcome their congruency, and that's proper mindset. You have to make sure that you have everything that you need with you also. So every Sunday night, first of all, I'm going to work on my mindset. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to have that proper mindset. Before I go into that appointment, I'm going to find a way to get my level to a 10. The way I use is incantation. God's wealth circulates in my life. His wealth flows to me with avalanches of abundance. All my needs, desires, and goals come to me instantaneously through infinite intelligence because I am one with God and God is everything. Find your own way of pumping yourself up. Maybe it's a song you listen to in the truck or the car before you get there that pumps you up. What is it that gets you into that level of 10? It's called an anchor. It's a positive anchor. Figure out what it is about you that anchors you to that emotion. For instance, a yawn. A yawn is an anchor. When somebody yawns, it makes you want to yawn, doesn't it? It's because we're conditioned for that. When you get into a good mood, you're also conditioned for that mood because of something that always happens in that moment. Figure out what it is that conditions you to have the passion, to have the excitement, to have the congruency to overcome their potential negative congruency. So the mindset is very important. We have to have proper mindset when we go in there because passion inspires.
That's gold, everybody. Take notes. Mindset's where it's at. I also prepare on Sunday. Okay, it's also what I do too. I'll tell you guys this much. If you're waking up Monday morning at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and you're just now preparing for your week, you're going to fail. So have a complete plan on how things are going to go. I'm preparing you to go into your meetings or into your appointments. What Mike was just talking about is where you got to be. So I want to talk about the technical stuff, though, things that you can't forget to do so you look professional when you arrive, okay? First off, I would encourage everybody to dress, somewhat professionally, depending on what product you're selling. In the final expense world, do not dress in a suit or over the top. It's not needed, and in fact, you can have a negative effect because of the clientele you're working with. If you're working into the mortgage protection, more of a higher-end clientele, might not be a bad idea to wear a sports jacket or button-up. But dressing appropriately does help you out dramatically. That's something to think about when you're preparing for your appointments. Secondly, you want to make sure you have marketing materials, okay? I always will have 2 to 3, but usually just 2 carriers that I primarily try to work with. Right now, Mutual of Omaha is our #1 provider for final expense coverage. And they've been up there too with the IULs and term life that we've been doing too. But I also work with Royal Neighbors of America for final expense. But whoever your carriers are that you're wanting to partner with, and I find it funny that every agent seems to find a carrier they like more. But always have your marketing material, right? So I always have what I need from Royals. Here's Aetna. This is what Mutual of Omaha offers us. And all this stuff is free, you guys. Just get on their website and order it, or call the company directly. Mutual of Omaha, you have to call them and order it. But make sure you have pamphlets, okay? Make sure you just look like you're well prepared. that you're there to serve them and bring them the information that they have requested. So make sure you're always carrying something that is tangible, right? You know, because this is when you leave after you've made a sale, you want to leave them with something to solidify it, right? People like to have tangible evidence of what they purchased. So always get your pamphlets right. Working with Senior Life still, Legacy Assurance, and the Senior Care Brochure. I keep these with me. I'll always have at least one or two of the proper brochures or pamphlets in my binder that I carry into the house. But another thing you need to do when you're preparing for your appointments in your week is go ahead and stack a whole bunch of them in your car. I carry a little filing thing, bucket, you know what I mean? And it has a whole bunch of them in there. So if I'm in someone's house, I may not have the exact brochure I need. Hey, I'm just gonna run to my car real quick and I'll get the right one, okay? So make sure you get yourself brochures. Don't run out of these. You know, it usually takes 3 to 4 days for them to get to your house if you order them. So there's nothing worse than not having them. It makes you feel like you're not gonna be able to do your job, at least in my eyes. So be prepared, have your brochures. Secondly, we're all working with technology. Please make sure everything is charged. You don't want to wake up at 9 a.m. or 7 a.m. whenever you decide to get out of bed and have to go to work, and now your iPad's not charged or your laptop's not charged or whatever it may be, and now you got to wait for that to charge, okay? These are all things you got to do to prepare for success. So when you got appointments at 9 a.m., if you don't have a charged laptop or iPad, you have a real hard time enrolling somebody in an insurance plan. And you're going to look really unprofessional when you get there and ask them if you can use their wall to charge your equipment. So make sure it's charged, that you have an internet connection if it's requiring it. When we're doing e-apps, it does require an internet connection, okay? So if your device can't hook up to cellular data, you do need to have a backup plan to connect to some sort of internet connection. Most people will use their hotspot on their phone, or you can ask your client for access to their Wi-Fi. If you're here in the Twin Cities and you're an Xfinity member, you have an account with Xfinity, you can use their public hotspots. They're all over the Twin Cities and all over Minnesota as well. So that's my point of advice for you guys. Have your pamphlets and your brochures with you. Don't forget them, okay? Charge your devices. Don't want to forget to do that. You look really unprofessional when you get there with an uncharged device. If you're working in the app world, which is Senior Life, if we're doing Senior Life and all, okay? You want to make sure you open your Slice app prior to leaving your home for downloads. There's nothing worse than going to open up the Slice app because Senior Life, the carrier you're working with, and now you got to wait 4 or 5 minutes for the download to happen. And Senior Life loves to update that thing daily. So just pay attention to that. Update your apps. Make sure your devices are charged. Get your pamphlets.
Making a great appointment, being laser focused, and that requires 3 things. First is attitude, which includes mindset and dress. Second is having everything you need along with you. And third is understanding who you're going to be working with.
And once again, you can always call me with any concerns, questions. I open up emails and text messages. So please, reach out. If you can't, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, okay? We're here to help. See you in the next one.